Welcome back, Fan-Fueled family. Today we're going back to Star Wars for a video I'm really surprised I didn't make ages ago. Blasters in Star Wars are ubiquitous. The CIS to the Grand Army of the Republic, the Old Republic to the New Republic. So here's the question I'm going to answer today. What do all the different colors mean? Why are some red, some green, some blue, and so on? Let's get one thing out of the way first though. Blasters? Not lasers. Anyone that tells you that they are is either lying to you or grossly misinformed. Blasters are plasma or particle bolts, depending on the exact type. Hence why they're called blaster bolts, not blaster beams. Okay, with that covered, why are these blaster bolts different colors?
I'm interested in this.
Well, it comes down to the ammunition. Blasters use gas as their ammunition. Different kinds and qualities of gas create different effects and colors. You're all familiar with red, of course. It's cheap, easy to acquire, and perfect for a budget army meant more to overwhelm with sheer numbers rather than, skill, quality, or tactics. The CIS and Empire used this, but so did the Rebellion, more because they had limited resources and were just doing what they could. Next is cyan. Or is it light blue? It's used by the clone forces in the Grand Army of the Republic. This special gas is calibrated to be especially effective against machinery because of the higher level of electrical energy. They're generally referred to as ion bolts. They're less effective against organic targets, but very effective against droids, making them perfect for a clone trooper that has to deal with the headache of hearing
Roger, 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 Roger
all day. Also blue are stun bolts. We see these occasionally, and they're likely similar to the ion bolts the clone blasters fired, but designed to short out the nervous system of an organic target to render them unconscious painlessly. Next we have green. These are used primarily by TIE fighters and other Imperial ships, and despite the term turbo laser, it's still not a laser. They use a slightly higher quality gas more suitable for starship use. The Monarch of Naboo also carries a sidearm that fires green bolts, perhaps due to the increased necessity for stopping power for the Queen to defend herself. Green is also likely more powerful than red. Orange are low-power stun bolts. They sting but don't do any real damage and are used for training purposes like the training remotes Jedi use to practice blaster deflection. Yellow is the color of many Mandalorian blasters. We don't have a conclusive answer on why Mandalorian blasters use yellow bolts, but my own personal assumption is that it's expensive gas but far more powerful. There seems to be some belief online that it may have properties that let it penetrate impure Beskar, as the Imperial supercommandos that fought Mandalorians typically used it.
I'm a Mandalorian. Weapons are part of my religion.
Purple, my personal favorite color, has very little information. We know that Geonosian starfighters and the weapons that the IG-100 Magna Guards used often fired purple bolts, but that's about all we know. Finally, and one that isn't really talked about much, is the DC-19 Stealth Carbine. These blasters were suppressed so they're quiet, and an extremely expensive and volatile gas made the blaster bolts entirely invisible. The gas was so unstable that it necessitated reloading after every 10 shots rather than hundreds. Further, the weapon needed to cool down between shots to prevent damage to the weapon. In the hands of a skilled sniper, however, this was absolutely worth it.
I know a secret. You're about to die. I wonder what happened to him.
Hey, are you okay?
Damn, I'm good.
Whoa.
Now, it's also important to remember that color isn't the be-all and end-all of power. A lot of it also comes down to what's firing it. A red blast from an AT-AT is going to be way more powerful than a yellow shot from a Mandalorian pistol because the AT-AT has a lot more power at the ready to put behind the shot. But in general, two blasters of the same make and model are going to be decently different in power if given different kinds of gas as ammo. Han Solo's DL-44 heavy blaster pistol was powerful, but if it had been loaded with the gas Mandalorians use, it would have been able to knock pretty much anything short of a turret attack on its butt. I also just want to mention that next Friday I'll be streaming my first ever encounter with the most feared monster in Monster Hunter. I'm going to do the investigation for the Black Dragon himself, Fatalis. Will a more fitting backing for my struggle against him be Breakthrough It All from Sonic Frontiers or the Benny Hill theme? You'll just have to come and see. It'll be around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's about 5 hours after the usual time my videos go up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm honestly surprised I didn't cover this like a year ago, but here we are. I hope you learned something new. I'm always open to taking requests from you guys. You always have great ideas. If you like this sort of content, please leave a comment, a like, and subscribing definitely helps. If you want to watch another color-themed video, click here for every single lightsaber color explained. Or click here for a video on the assassins that nearly killed Darth motherfucking Plagueis. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.